Some people believe heartbreak comes with thunder and lightning, loud enough to shake the walls around you. But I learned it can also arrive in silence, disguised as a cold whisper, and rip the air out of your lungs without a sound. My name is Adrian Cole, and this is how I fought to protect my daughter's fire when someone tried to snuff it out. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe for more powerful stories like this, and drop your lovely city or hometown in the comments. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Let's begin. I've been a tailor my entire life. In our small Kansas town, where people's lives are open books and the wind seems to carry every secret from one porch to another, my shop sits quietly on the corner of Maple Street. It's not big, not flashy, but it's my sanctuary. There's a rhythm to my days, the hum of the sewing machine, the whisper of scissors through cloth, the smell of fabric softener lingering in the air. I make clothes that hold moments, baptism gowns for babies, sleek suits for grooms, and dresses that capture dreams. But nothing in my life, nothing I've ever sewn, has been as precious as my daughter, Isla. She's 17, sharp as a blade, but with a laugh that could break through the thickest fog. Life hasn't been fair to her. Her mother walked out when she was only 4, leaving behind nothing but faded photographs and unanswered questions. Since then, I've been father and mother, protector and provider, pouring every bit of myself into her. Every sacrifice I made was to keep her safe, to see her stand taller than anyone thought she could. Isla's high school graduation was supposed to be our triumph, a shared victory after years of pushing through storms. She was valedictorian, ready to deliver a speech that would make every late night, every scraped knee, every tear we'd ever shed worth it. I'd spent 9 months crafting her gown, a deep amethyst that caught the light like twilight spilling over the horizon. Every crystal I sewed was a silent promise, you are unstoppable. Yesterday, the day before the ceremony, I stepped into the storage room at the back of my shop to check on the gown. The air felt heavy, still, almost too quiet. My gut twisted before my eyes confirmed the truth. The gown was gone. No, not gone. Destroyed. Shredded into ribbons, crystals scattered across the concrete floor like the remains of shattered stars. I dropped to my knees, gathering the scraps with trembling hands. Every jagged tear in the fabric felt like it was slicing through me. I didn't need to guess who had done it. My mind went straight to one name, Margot, my mother-in-law. Margot has despised me from the moment I married her son, Daniel, 5 years ago. She never hid her contempt for me, or for Isla. In her eyes, my daughter was an intruder, a blemish on her perfect family line. Daniel deserves a real legacy, she'd once said, her voice dripping with disdain. Over the years, she found small, cruel ways to hurt Isla, misplacing her scholarship application, spilling ink on her debate notes hours before a competition. Petty sabotage wrapped in fake sweetness. But this? This was something different. This was her drawing a line in the sand. I sat on the floor, surrounded by the remains of months of work, feeling the sting of every insult and every sly attack she'd launched at us. But as much as it hurt, something inside me hardened. Margot wasn't going to win this time. I called my best friend, Cal, a fellow tailor and my closest confidant. You sound wrecked, he said, his voice steady. I told him everything, the ruined gown, Margot's visit the night before, her sharp-eyed smirk when she dropped off antique trim I hadn't asked for. That's not just petty, Cal said. That's destruction. Call the sheriff. But I knew exactly how that would play out. Margot would feign innocence, Daniel would try to mediate, and in the end, she'd walk away unscathed. Daniel is a good man, kind, skilled, the kind of person who would build a gate for you from scratch without asking for a dime. But when it comes to his mother, he's blind, softened by a lifetime of her manipulation. What's your move? Cal asked. My eyes drifted to the calendar on the wall, where Isla's graduation date was circled in blue ink, stars drawn around it. That's when the idea hit me. The crimson gown, I said. Cal laughed. You sly devil. After Margot ruined Isla's debate notes last year, I had started planning for her next strike. Quietly, in secret, I worked on a second gown, a ruby-red creation with gold embroidery that caught the light like flames. I hid it in a locked trunk beneath bolts of dusty linen in the corner of the shop. I went to the trunk now, my hand steady, and when I lifted the lid, the gown seemed to glow in the dim light. It was perfect. It was power stitched into fabric. I snapped a picture and sent it to Cal. "Adrian, it's a masterpiece," he said. "She's going to own that stage." But then I heard the front door creak open. "Dad, I'm home." Isla's voice called from the main room. Panic jolted through me. She wasn't supposed to see the gown yet. I shoved it back into the trunk and locked it. She came in, still in her rehearsal clothes, her cheeks flushed from the cold. Then her gaze fell on the shredded amethyst dress. Her smile collapsed. "Dad, what happened?" Her voice broke. I pulled her close, feeling her shake. "Margot," I said softly. "But she's not winning this, Isla. Not this time." I unlocked the trunk, lifting the crimson gown slowly, deliberately. The gold threads caught the light and danced. Her eyes went wide, her breath catching. "You made this, for me. No one," I said, my voice thick, "gets to steal your light." Graduation morning arrived under a sky so golden it felt like the whole town was rooting for her. I helped pin her hair, the crimson gown draped over her like a promise fulfilled. Daniel appeared at the doorway, frowning. "That's not the gown you showed me before." "Ask your mother about that," I said, meeting his eyes in the mirror. "She was at the shop yesterday. The evidence is still there." Isla's voice was quiet but firm. "Dad's right. This isn't the first time. Remember my debate notes? The scholarship form she lost?" Daniel's face shifted, the realization cutting through years of denial. At the ceremony, Isla stepped onto the stage, the crimson gown catching sunlight like wildfire. The crowd gasped, heads turning. Margot sat stiff in the front row, her lips pressed into a thin line. I caught her gaze and smiled, slow, deliberate, letting her know we had beaten her. Isla's speech was nothing short of breathtaking. "Life," she said, her voice clear, "isn't about the people who try to tear you down. It's about the fire you keep burning in spite of them." The crowd leaned in, every ear tuned to her words. I saw Daniel's hand lift to his face, brushing away a tear. Margot's face didn't move, but I could see the defeat in her eyes. After the ceremony, in the school courtyard, I handed Daniel a leather-bound journal. Inside was a record of every single one of Margot's accidents over the years, dates, witnesses, photos, everything. He flipped through it, his hands trembling. "This is who she is," I said quietly. He closed the book, his jaw tight. "She's finished. I'm done." That night, we celebrated at Isla's favorite diner, neon lights buzzing outside, her laughter brighter than the gown she wore. Margot's shadow no longer hung over us. She posted some half-hearted apology online and stepped down from her town council seat, but I know her too well to think this is the end. The difference is, next time she tries, we'll be ready. Because love doesn't just fix what's broken. It builds something stronger, something unshakable. If this story hit you in the heart, hit that subscribe button. Share your own story of standing tall in the face of cruelty in the comments. Let's keep each other's fires burning, because together, we shine brighter.